Welcome to Koala Gardens. The cyclone is over. The cleanup has begun. I was giving you some little updates, but this is a coverage of everything that happened, and this video is brought to you by my alpha producers, Jeff Anderson, Rich in Alaska, and Lynn. And I've got a big shout out to give to Alyssa Powers. Thank you so much for becoming my newest patron. If you'd like to get behind what I'm doing and join on Patreon, just check the links in the description below. And I want to acknowledge the Widjable Wyable people of the Bundjalung Nation, on whose land I'm so proud to live, work and play. I'm going to start on Wednesday the 5th. This is before the cyclone actually hit, but the winds were building up. This is Enya, and just look at what she's sitting on. What is that even connected to? Koalas never fail to amaze me. First morning, Thursday, first morning of true rain setting in, and it is pelting. You can hear the difference now because now I'm looking through my kitchen window, and of course all of the windows are closed tight. Koalas become the soggiest wet fur balls in this kind of weather. But you know, the water doesn't completely penetrate through to their skin, so they stay actually feeling surprisingly dry and warm. But if I was out there, I would be soggy all the way through. So we had winds and we had rain, and it went on for days. It was expected to be up north earlier than what it was, but we got a long time of it here. The best way that you can support what I'm doing costs nothing, and that is to smash that like button, leave a comment below, share this out to everybody you know, and make sure that you've subscribed and hit the notification bell. And if you do want to support what I'm doing, you can use the super thanks button, the heart with the $sign in it, and leave as little as $2 to help me with all of the cleanup and bringing koala content to you. The minute the rain eases off, the koalas just wake up and start eating. That's Astra. It was so exciting to see Astra back come here to shelter from the storm. Now what I'm going to do just in this little section is I'm just going to do some shots day after day looking down on the road that heads south to a place called Woodburn. If you remember the 2022 floods here, this whole thing went right under. It was boat access only. You can see the wind blowing in the tops of the trees out here on the property. Day 2, this is Thursday. Oh, sorry, this is actually Friday because I couldn't get out on the whole property on the Thursday. This is looking down over the Tuckian Swamp, which is used as farmland now, but I think they lost that crop. You can see the water is starting to build up more and more along the road. The road is now covered in water, but you can see a car going through. That truck is waiting to see if the car manages to go through. More water. This particular one is taken after the cyclone finished, right? So the winds are gone. You can see how still everything is. But we're still getting rain, and so the roads are still getting wetter and wetter, and fortunately most of the time certain types of vehicles could get through, but you have to be game. Here's Valentine once again making use of the wind with no rain to get himself a good feed. Koalas actually like eating in the wind. It's like they find it gives them more opportunities to grab leaf that's blowing around near them. Always totally cracks me up. Little Miss Honeydew here. Good time to have a groom. I mean, I want to look my best, even if it's a storm, you know. But that tree she's in, it is actually having a bit of a blow around, and it really shows you how tenacious koalas are. I saw a lot of reports being put out that were real scare tactics by some organisations saying, oh, koalas get really disoriented in the storms and they'll come to the ground and then all terrible things happen. Well, healthy koalas don't. Healthy koalas stay up and hold on to the trees. Nearly everything that we've picked up for the hospital so far have either been very young joeys that have lost mum, or they have been sick koalas. Healthy koalas, they hold on to the trees, they climb up in the wind when the rain stops and they get a good feed, as long as they're not in a tree that comes down. And when you consider what percentage of trees break or come down, you know, most of the koalas are not going to be in a tree that has any damage to it during the storm. Now I'm looking down again over the tuck-in swamp. The water is just rising down there day after day. In the plantation, there were some branches that blew down, but you can see that for the amount of trees there, there's just the odd piece here and there. This wattle took quite a bit of damage, but wattles tend to be like that. They do tend to be easily damaged in storms, so I've got a bit of cutting up to do. Another branch of a tree that did come down. And hey, Valentine, yep, he's just holding on. And I found it really interesting that koalas here picked a spot and basically for about 4 days stayed within a very small area, sometimes in the same tree. It's like they figured out, this feels safe, this feels good, I'll just ride it out here. There's honeydew curled up. When it is raining, koalas tend to just hold on, curl into a ball, so that the water doesn't go up their noses, in their ears and their eyes, and they ride it out. Here's Onyx. You can see she's decided to stick to sort of a close to the trunk part of the tree, and you can see the wind blowing about her. And Jasper, as usual, he's just riding it out in the very tippy tops of the tree. I mean, kids always like a good ride at the fairground, don't they? And Woody is sticking pretty close to the trunk of a tree at the moment too. You know, he's also pretty high up. And Zeus is over in area 10, and he's in one of the biggest trees on the property. But you can see, again, he has stayed close to one of the main trunks of the trees, and he's just curled up, sleeping it out while the wind blows everything about. And here's Astra again. Same thing. He spent 3 days in the same tree. Now, it's quite possible when they do that, that when the rain stops, they'll come out of that tree and do a bit of eating. And look at this white mould on a dead piece of wood. Oh, I hope that doesn't come marching into the house. Now we're getting towards the end of the cyclone time, so you can see that it's only a bit of a breeze now. It's not the heavy winds, and Woody is having a good opportunity to get a feed here. See how still it is now. It was quite eerie when we had the first really still day. There's a bit of a breeze, but that's nothing compared to what we had before. So that was Woody, and now we're moving across, and only a couple of trees away, there's Jasper. Honestly, when it's storm time, that is no time to get into altercations. Unfortunately, I did have a tallow wood come down out the back, and another tallow wood that had a big part of the top break out of it. Look at how lovely that koala looks, just sleeping now that things have stopped. There's Astra again. Now that the cyclone is over, Astra has started moving out into other trees to get a bit of variety in his diet. now that he's not just concentrating on staying safe. Well, there you go. It was a safe place for koalas to be. 8 koalas here, and Jasper will take us out. If you can smash that like button, write in the comments below. Safety is the haven of Koala Gardens, and there's lots more great video coming your way very soon. Another way that you can support what I'm doing is every single time you go to buy something, pop over to my Redbubble store and check whether there's not a design there that is the perfect one for you, or if you're looking for a gift for a friend, it is the best gift shop, sustainably printed and posted.